everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This side Dr. Bharti, Principal Faculty of Physiotherapy. So in this session, in last session we have studied that how we critically analyze the article in two steps. First of all, we assess the title, abstract and the conclusion part, and second one we'll go through the like material and methodology assess. Now in this video we'll discuss about how we know that study what we are read or what we are planning to read is valid study. So how to assess the validity of the study, whether it should be free from any error, either error in the case of sampling or in the case of designing, either it is free from biasing or not. So in that when we read the study, we go through the detailed study. We must read that whether which type of population we are taking for the study, whole population, and whether from that whole population we studied the we can take the study population or not. So it is very much important whether this type of populations are valid for further studies or not, or whether the sample we are drawn from that representative population is valid or not. Suppose we are taking a old age population, so we must know that the old age population we are taking from the community, who are residing in the community, or some residential care facilities which are residing in that residential care facility, because that lifestyle of that type of populations are totally different from those who are residing in the community or those who are residing in the residential care facilities. So the population we are taking or the sample we are drawn from that representative set of total population or the reference population is there or not in the study. If that thing is not cleared in the study, so that study is validity in that case of it is restricted, because we are doing that study and results are there, but it cannot be generalized, because we are not aware about whether the lifestyle of that population is clear or not. Lifestyle for that type of population is different. That's why it will affect the generalizability of the results. And now that in every study we must have a sample size. For that old age population is easily available, so we can calculate that sample size for my study, for the particular study, that whether it is there or not in the article. So sample size is very much important to calculate. We are taking a prevalence of one of the parameter, one of the variable, and then put it in the formula, or we can calculate that sample size from the GPAR as well, software. So whether that calculation of the sample size is there or not in the study or article or not. Now we come to that whether that author that are specified the parameters, in previously I told that whether that study is free from any biasing or not. So there are some errors in the study, so we must aware about that. In article we have that author that specifies that parameters, like we have in type 1 error, whether we accept the null hypothesis, based upon the null hypothesis or the alternate hypothesis. Based upon the two type of errors are there, type 1 error and the type 2 error, whether that author specified that parameters or not. Next, order effects are there, and we have in random effects are there. Whether as per the design we are taking, either with the experimental study design or with the correlational study design or the observational study design. So based upon that study design, whether the author specified that this type of errors in the study or not. That if that author can specify that error, whether it is correctly or realistically used in that studies or not, because if it was mentioned in the article that yes, this type of error was there, so this is the responsibility of the author that for that confounding factors, that measurement for that particular factors, how we can reduce that error from the study. So it is very much important about the error of that study. Now we must do we must take the sampling. There are different type of sampling. Probable sample or probability sampling is there, non-probability sample is there, whether that method of sampling, particular method of sampling is there, systematic sampling, simple sampling, and lottery method, say whatever the type of sampling technique author is using is mentioned in the article or not, whether that sampling is by on random method only. So whether author mentioned that any outcome variables or not. In every study we have a different type of variables, dependent variable as well as the independent variables. So whether the author mention clear cut in the article that which type of variables they are using for a particular design. So that must be important to considering in the study for the validity of the study. Next, if we are considering about the outcome measurements, like we are using any subjective measurements or we are using any objective measurements. So are the scale of measurements are using or not? What are the scale of measurement basically, which is based upon the research question. Scale of whether the data we are taking have to be measured for the statistical analysis. So that scale of measurement, it may be a nominal type of measurement, it may be an ordinal type of measurement, it may be a ratio level, or it may be an interval level. So which type of scale of measurements they are chosen for the study. So it should be a clear cut mention in that article. Next is the confounding factor, which can be somewhat present in the study, that author can mention in that study or not. In that, if there any confounder factor during the matching of the sample, during the randomization, or during the analysis of the study, if there any confounding factors are there that are mentioned in the study, can the author can control that confounding factors or not? Next is the which type of items we are using, like we are using some physical instruments for the study, we are using some subjective assessment like some questionnaire we are using some scale like visual analysis scale or the psychological scale, or what are the criteria or what are the techniques we are using for particular study, whether we are defined properly that techniques or not, so which is very much important. So is there any effect of study must be a biasing free, error free. So we must have any biasing based upon the selection of the population, based upon the total population, based upon that reporting, based upon the crossover design, based upon the information sheet, whether that type of biasing is there in the study or not, or if it is there in the study, so whether it should be controlled by the author or not. So this is all about how to assess the validity of the study, which is very much important step whenever we are pursuing some study, whenever we are doing some research study. We must know that how we can assess the validity of the study, because it creates the generalizability of the study. If there is no generalizability of the study, there is no use for the study. So that is all about how to assess the validity of the study. This is for all today. Hope you understood the concept how to assess the validity of the study.